Hey everybody, this is Rebel Builder and I have a review here of Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter, also known as the TIE Silencer. This is set number 75179 and it has 630 pieces. And I'll start off by saying this is a very sturdy build. It's very strong. It's got a good balance to it. You know, you pick it up, it's got a good center of gravity and it's very sturdy. Here on the sides we have hinges kind of giving it the angle of the wings or the solar panels, but there's actually 4 hinges on each side, so that is enough strength here to fold those in and the ship will rest on that without collapsing those wings in. They did some great construction to make the connections between the body and the wings on the side. Really, the body is very rigid and sturdy. There's some Technic beams going here and then lift arms connecting into the side, and then what they used are some of these pieces, these kind of Technic T-pieces, to kind of connect into here, and so you got some pins going here, and then everything kind of pinches in between some plates here and these wedge piece constructions here that you put on later. So everything is very rigid and it all kind of holds itself together. Now the cockpit, or the front of the ship, has been much talked about. It's kind of one of the most striking, distinctive features of the build. And it's kind of this cool combination of, we've got some tiles on the front and some cheese slopes here in transparent red. I think that's kind of cool. But then if we pop this piece off, you can see this is kind of one of those old 3x6 transparent pieces, which is kind of a throwback to a classic space piece. You can look on the back here and it has been updated. There's no studs inside of there, but that's how Kylo Ren sees out of the front of that. I imagine in the movie this will all be transparent, but I kind of look at this as this is a combination of a TIE Fighter look and then also maybe the Millennium Falcon. Here we can look at Kylo Ren inside the cockpit. Now again, I've got this piece taken off so that we can get a better look. But the cockpit is actually kind of sparse. There's no printed tile, no control yoke or anything. So that's a little bit of surprise. But one feature I really like is as I pull him out, you know, we've kind of got kind of a bar here, but there's a little space in the back so that he can actually sit inside of there with his cape still on, and he fits in there. And so there's kind of like a little ramp for the cape to go down. I appreciate that. I think that's kind of a neat detail. And we do have a hatch on the top here. This is very similar to what we see on the First Order TIE Fighter, but the printing is a little different. And there is one little funny thing, I think. As we lift it up here, there seems to be, there's kind of a gap missing a couple of plates here. But really what that does is that allows you to kind of get your fingers under there and open up that lid. This is kind of a neat look here from the front. It's very flat and really menacing. I like the look of this ship. And of course you can see under here we have some spring-loaded missiles. And those are actually fired off with a very clever mechanism. It's similar to what we saw on Darth Vader's TIE Advanced X1. There's these little Technic lift arms, and press down on these and off they shoot. It's I don't always like the thing shooting off and flying off of my models here, but when it's a clever mechanism like that, I appreciate the build. And here is a shot from the back. Kind of a neat little section here with some slopes in here, kind of creating some detail. And you can see this is probably the engines here with some kind of neat details hanging off there with the transparent red inside. I think that's a good look. One complaint I would have about this set is I think this section here and this section here, it kind of looks unfinished. They've got just a couple of wedge plates here kind of covering on top of those Technic beams. I actually questioned this so much I went back and double checked the directions to make sure I built it correct, but that's how it looks. But overall, I think the look of the back is still pretty striking. Here's some detail on the side of the wings for the solar panels. And you can see they've got this familiar TIE Fighter piece. You know, that little printed round tile has to be on just about every TIE Fighter now. You know, some slopes, and then these are the kind of flat silver grills. I really like the look of those. On each side of the wings we have cannons on the tips here, but also kind of a heavier cannon back here, so the ship definitely does not lack in firepower. Another surprising aspect of this ship is the color. Now to me, I figured it would be the same color scheme as the First Order TIE Fighter, mainly black on the outside and light gray solar panels. And we actually saw a toy that looked like that. I think that was Hot Wheels or something. So when this came out, we actually saw some real pictures of the ship and then the Lego set. The dark bluish gray and then black on the inside was a surprise, but it's actually a very cool look, and it's much more reminiscent of the old-fashioned TIE fighters, namely his grandfather's TIE fighter. But the color scheme, the balance between the black and the dark gray, it's a very cool look. Now one funny aspect of the wings here is kind of the geometry that they have with the black wedge plates here. Now on the inside we have two dark bluish gray 3x12 wedge plates, and then we use one 3x12 black and then this 2x4 here. So the angle here of this one doesn't quite match the angle there, and the same kind of in the back, that the combination of angles that they used isn't quite exactly the same. Now that's just a function of the parts that they have available, but still it does kind of add this kind of odd break in the, those sleek lines of the ship. We'll start the minifigures off with our First Order Stormtrooper. Now this guy is not new, we've seen him before, the same kind of prints on the back, same details on the helmet, and same cool detail down his torso and his legs. Still a very cool minifigure. I just think they did a great job on his helmet. And he just has the one face printing, kind of the angry clone look there. Now here's a new figure that I think is going to be very popular on the aftermarket. This is the First Order TIE Pilot. Now he's updated for the new movie here, and he looks like he did in The Force Awakens really, but they added those red stripes on the helmet. That's very awesome printing and great detail. And he's got the hose that connects into his chest there. Really, this guy, he's a cool minifigure. And this guy too just comes with the angry clone face. We also get a droid with this set. This is BB-9E. This is like the evil BB-8. This is a great little figure. This one's black instead of white. But look at the printing they did, especially on the head. And I like how they reshaped the head for this version. This is kind of like the R5-D4 kind of cone head shape. And I'm real curious how this guy is going to play out in the movie. I think it's interesting that they included him with this set. And finally, we have our new version of Kylo Ren. This guy is great. They did a wonderful job on him. Notice the new cape. This one is much more like his grandfather's, goes all the way down to the ground. And that's that soft cloth material. I like that. But look at the printing on his torso and legs. That's reminiscent of his new tunic that he will be wearing in the new movie. And this time his lightsaber hilt is black. I don't know if we can read into that at all. No helmet with this version. So again, that's something else that lets our imaginations kind of run. But look at the face print. They've got the scar in there. He's got those dark circles around his eyes. And this is kind of his angry Kylo Ren look here. And then you flip the face around and you get really angry Kylo Ren. But I'm really happy they updated this minifigure. I'm happy they gave Kylo Ren a new look for the new movie. So can't wait to see how he plays out. My overall opinion of this set is I'm very happy with it. I think it was a great build. A great combination of, a bunch of Technic, kind of making this rigid connection. Very cool new, techniques connecting this section to the main body. That's why I still buy Lego sets. I want to learn some new techniques and see how I can grow as a builder. And this definitely will do that for me. I think it's a great color combination. I think the ship looks very cool. And, the combination of the black, the gray, and the transparent red, very menacing look. We also get a great selection of minifigures. I'm happy about that. I'm glad they updated Kylo Ren for the new movie. And of course that TIE Fighter pilot, I think he's going to be pretty expensive on Bricklink at some point. People are going to want to pick more of him up. But I want to hear what you think of this set. So leave me a comment down below. Let's have a discussion about this. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. I'd appreciate that. And if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. We've got some more builds on the way. And you can also find me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Links are down below in the description. So I'd appreciate it if you come find me there. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back soon.